As you can see, the aim of the course is to produce a set of guidelines to help online journalists deal with ethical issues. So it's 2 face-to-face meetings, either side of 6-8 months distance learning. Distance learning is really, it's more collaborative work together. My way of working with people at your status is to try to stimulate debate rather than to do any direct training, because you guys all know about these things, but by sharing experiences we try to stimulate debate. And what we've done over the last 2 days, just to recap, we've started to piece together a set of guidelines, and we thought as we worked through it that the guidelines would cover accuracy, fairness, privacy, integrity, independence, impartiality, diversity, taste and decency, and audience participation. And I think we're starting to compress those now. I think, as we discussed, that maybe fairness and privacy and consent will come together. Maybe impartiality, integrity, and independence will come together. And maybe we can compress these into fewer guidelines. And to try to help us do that, I've now set some, below the guidelines, before I move on, I've put the resources. And the resources are the training materials I've used over the last 2 days in PDF form, which you're more than welcome to download and use with your colleagues, training your friends, your workers training trainers. All I ask is you acknowledge the source and don't forward them to anyone else. They're yours to use, but it's between this group. Below there, I've added some resources for your consideration. Thanks to Eva, there's the Code of Ethics of Hungarian Association of Content Providers. There's a link to the BBC's online editorial guidelines. A link to a wiki I've set up on Media Helping Media, which is my site, one of my sites, which you can use, and you can register free of charge, and you can change them, you can add to them. It's all yours to play with. And a link to the Poynter Institute's ethical guidelines. If anyone sees any more resources we might need, just let me know and we'll add them. Below the resources, this is blanked out. When you log on, you won't be able to see this. This is just because I'm an administrator of the course. But I still have there, not visible to you, but I still have the wikis built in 2006. All the content from those wikis have been copied and pasted into your wikis. So I would urge you, please, to use as much of that as possible, because it was really hard work. We did 3 great days with a team of journalists, not a lot, not dissimilar to yourselves, Romania, Moldova, all over this region. We had representation. So let's use that work from 2 years ago, again, Mediacentar Sarajevo. And I have to say, I'm learning all the time working with you guys. I'm a different sort of trainer, I guess, in that everything I do is, I change it for the next course because I learn from the stuff we're doing. So I think we should all see it as a learning process. So if you can use that learning to market and sell, I'm sure that's fine. It's been filled. So any more questions? Or is everyone happy with what they've got to do? Has it been worthwhile? Anyone feel it's not been worthwhile? Could we have done anything better? Or you can.
Best wiki, because this is all kind of new.
It's new. Yes.
Exciting.
It's a good tool, isn't it?
I was thinking about audience participation.
Yeah.
It's the thing that is very thing that new introduction into journalism, global, especially around here. How to use it, how to.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. I love it.
And I don't think anyone's really articulated it properly as a set of guidelines. I think we are doing something first here. I was being interviewed before for Slovenian TV or Slovenian YouTube. I was being interviewed. And one of the things we were talking, this is a massive United Nations of Southeast Europe project. It's quite amazing, 16 people from 12 different countries with 12 different perspectives.
1 hour.
It's just a very powerful study, I think it's going to be.
In journalism school, we had all the accuracy and fairness through the courses at school, but never talked about this part of
Engaging the audience.
that's right.
And I think also, first time I've ever done it to this depth with such a diverse group of nationalities. And it'll be interesting for me as we do the assignments to see the case studies coming from different countries, because they'll say different things. And it's going to be really a challenge to edit that in a meaningful way, because I think some of them will probably contradict some. I remember last time we did it, we had a number of contradictions between neighbouring countries on perception of issues like transparency. So it'll be very interesting. I think December's going to be hard to edit it down. And Eva's going to do us a page to try to simplify and sum up in a high level some of the key directives that journalists need to be aware of. Not as rules for us how to do our job, but as guidelines or as knowledge of what's being prepared to set out the laws.
Yeah, what's regulated.
The regulations. But what we need to do, I'll be working with Eva on this, maybe setting separate assignments for Eva so that we can try and make that accessible to young journalists who just need what do I do, headline, paragraph, rather than a big document that they have to struggle with, which I know they probably wouldn't read. Okay, well it's been great working with you. Lunch will be set out soon. I hope you keep in touch.